Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 144.
Today is once again moving day, and unfortunately our car is still not working. So our sweet friends, this is their last day here, so they drove over to Wilderness Lodge so that we could use their car today, and then they took the bus to the park. They were planning to be there all day anyway, they didn't need their car, so that allowed us to call Bell Services to transfer our larger suitcases, and we could take our smaller ones and drive over to our new room, which is over at Grand Floridian. So we drove over there, and thankfully our room was ready early, which we always love. It just makes the day flow a little easier so we're not sitting around in the lobby somewhere. So we did head to our room to get all checked in.
And this was an outer building garden view room, one of the cash hotel rooms there, not one of the DVC rooms. We had an absolutely beautiful view. We were up on the top floor facing the inner garden area, kind of by the main pool there. Really loved the view of this room. It was so pretty. And because we're on the top floor, we had like some really high arched ceilings because it's the way the building's built. It made the room feel a lot bigger and it was kind of cool. So of course we were in there taking detailed pictures of the room, and we also did our 360 pictures and did a room tour live on Facebook. This is what you guys all wanted to see, is the bedroom. This is actually quite a large room compared to some of the rooms we've been staying in. Even with the 2 queen beds and the additional pull-down couch, we have enough room to sleep 5 people, and it is a very good sized room. Before we get to the beds, I want to show you this awesome chair we have sitting over here. It's a really interesting pattern on there because if you look closely, you can tell that inside that pattern, the little blue part is little tiny hidden Mickeys all throughout that pattern. And that room tour is linked down in the description below and up there in the corner. Once we were done with the room tour, we tried to hurry through the whole thing because I did have calls scheduled with a couple different clients back to back. It worked out that we were in the room, the tour was done, and it was just in time for my first call. So in the room there, I sat down and had my Zoom calls with those 2 clients. And then once we were done with that, we had a Facebook live video we were planning to do because we hadn't taken time to review Aladdin when the movie ended because it was really late. And we knew we were going to change rooms today, so we didn't want to do it this morning before we left the room. So we decided to do it this afternoon and go ahead and just go live for a few minutes talking about our thoughts on the movie and how much we enjoyed it, what we liked, what we didn't like, etc.
We then drove back over to Wilderness Lodge because Robert had ordered a diagnostic tool as well as a part for the car, hoping this will fix it this time, and we did pay the $5 fee to have it delivered there. Went up to the desk, got it, no problems, and went to the parking lot where we spent the next few hours together chatting while Robert worked on the car.
And the tool that I got did give us a lot more information about the problem. Unfortunately, it just gave us more options as to what might be wrong and not less. So it wasn't really all that helpful. It did tell me that I could install the part that I had ordered and thinking maybe that would be the fix, but most likely it's not gonna fix it. Unfortunately, I could not install the part that I had just received because I don't have the proper tool. I didn't exactly bring all my tools with me when we moved. I just kind of left it all at my dad's house instead of putting it in the trunk of the car. I didn't think the car was going to break down throughout the year. So I need to go out and get a tool so I can come back and try to install this part. But we had a live question and answer session already scheduled for Facebook tonight, and that's something we didn't want to miss because it is a regularly scheduled thing. So I told Alyssa, you go ahead and take the boat from Wilderness Lodge back over to Contemporary and then the monorail around to Grand Floridian. That way you can get there and set up for the live Q&A. I will drive over and get the tools that I need, and then I'll come back and meet you for the live Q&A. That way I'm not trying to drop her off at the hotel and then rush out to get the tool and come back and making me even later. At least she'll be ready for the Q&A and I can get there as quickly as possible.
I did get all set up, and sure enough, Robert was about 8 minutes late getting there. So I did start the Q&A by myself, which was very unusual because we usually do stuff together. So that was new for me, especially setting up because Robert does all the techie stuff for me. I never have to worry about it. So I was very concerned I was actually gonna mess it up somehow or do something wrong. Thankfully, I did not. I did it all properly, did it all right. So before he was there, I answered a few questions and just kind of let people jump on and explain what was going on. Once he got there, we did jump into our live Q&A. And of course, we will be doing a live question and answer tonight on YouTube, May 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can also submit your questions on the post in our community tab. We hope many of you can join us, but of course you can watch it afterwards if you aren't able to join us tonight.
Yeah, we really do enjoy these live Q&As, especially now, 2 years later, answering questions, looking back on the year that we had. It's been really fun, especially kind of putting ourselves in the mindset that we were 2 years ago as we answer questions without any spoilers for the rest of the year. So I'm really enjoying doing those, and I'm glad we're doing that again tonight. So once we were done with the live Q&A, it was getting a little bit late, but I really wanted to try and finish up the work on the car because I had the tools now. So I drove back over to Wilderness Lodge where our friends were planning on meeting us to get their car anyway, and I started working on the car to put on that last part that I had, and hopefully this is going to fix it, but after looking at the diagnostics, I'm not super hopeful that it will, and it turns out that it also did not fix the car, even though I was there very late working on it. So yeah, I now have more options of what could be wrong thanks to the diagnostic tool, but I just have to start buying parts basically and going through to see which one it happens to be that's bad.
After staying out very late working on the car, staying in the parking lot together, just talking and passing time, we headed back to Grand Floridian, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.